Why does our generation doesn't read as much? Like we remember when I was a kid, like first to eighth grade, we always every month like we got these books. Like we get like one book, yeah, and we have a month to read it, and we also got like 10 or 12 questions that we had to answer about the book. Plus, we kind of have to take a test if we read it, and that's kind of our school's way that to teach us to read. But no one was using that. Like that's kind of like I think Balkan thing, the book school thing. Everybody, I'm talking like everybody. When we went to the like for first from first to fourth grade, everybody, most of the kids, like there's always like certain few kids who like to read, but most of the kids would just like don't not pass, and or they would get forced by their parents to pass. But then after that, after fifth grade, you would basically just try to find the short version of the book in the on the internet, then answer those questions. And well, let's go back to the like way back, like those like World War, or maybe even bit uh oh, okay, let's do like the World War part. Everybody was reading back then, like the bunch of authors care about the people. Even after the war, there were do believe there were a lot of self-help books that uh, everybody's reading, and you can read them right now, like Psycho-Cybernetics and those type of stuff, those type of books, the which came from like 1950s. Those are actual helpful books, but compared to that, our generation and this generation, our generation and generation like way before, well, we don't read like at all. Of course, we have podcasts which we can learn from, and also we get a bunch of like stimulating bullshit, and that just books isn't that interesting. Like you really have to get into it, and you can just by that you can kind of see how our generation is really going bad. Like not just our generation, like the whole world right now. Like if you ask like some even if you ask someone who's like 50 or 60, uh, pretty close to the age of this book I just mentioned, like 1950, it's not the same, but it's not that close, but pretty much close. People read back then, like when they were young, but if you ask them right now, like, are you reading something? They probably would just say no. I scroll on the phone, like because there's old people scroll on the phone. Like I saw them, like this one time I was had to get some medication from my clinic for my dad, and I was in the waiting room, and there's this old dude beside me, like he's like 60 or 70, I believe, like something between that age, and he's just like watching those like reels on Facebook, and it was kind of funny because he was like getting it louder. He was really making it loud, and he, without realizing it, like he wasn't really aware of that. So like the nurse had to pull up and just say like, "Okay, can you turn that out, sir?" And so like you see how our society now is fucked. Like uh, like everybody is just on short form content. There's at least, I think there's like 60 to 70 people who don't even train. I haven't researched this, by the way. Like, maybe I'm wrong, but I do believe it just has to be like at least 60% of people in the world who don't train. Like, can you imagine that? Okay, if you're a self improvement junkie like me, like you train. Okay, not junkie, like you you focus on self improvement. If you're doing self improvement for like 2 or 3 years now, or even a year or 6 months, you kind of like, if you think about it, if you imagine yourself like not training for or working out or exercising for like if you imagine like if someone told you like you cannot imagine yourself not working out in some way for like a month. Like I just see myself like this year before that, and year before that, there wasn't a month that I haven't been working out or training. And that's nice to hear like when you get into that. But like, can you imagine like those type of people, like those 60% that I'm guessing are, I think should be 60% of, imagine those people's lives. They don't train at all. They literally, they don't even work, especially those people who don't even work. They just like sit, or they just sit around and they watch TV and on their phone. Like, imagine your life before self-improvement, how you was. Like, I imagine I literally remember myself. I cannot even, like, when I started self-improvement, I couldn't even do push-ups. That's how bad I was. And like before that, like before self-improvement, I remember like I would, when I would go back from school, I would just make myself like two sandwiches, or usually leftovers at home. But if there wasn't any, I would just like make sandwiches, sip a bit of wine with Coca Cola, and just go to my room and watch like dream speedruns. You know, this like Minecraft, that Minecraft player, or you, I would watch like some series on Netflix, or basically video games series on Netflix, or some like just some guy doing some reaction on song or whatever. So our generation is that bad right now. So so like I'm making this video kind of to remind you, if you're in self improvement, you, if you're like kind of like nodding your head, like especially to this part, like you can't imagine, you can't imagine yourself like without training and or reading a book. And now there's like 60 to 70 like percent of people who don't even do that in the world. And like you see how far you have gotten, and you should just continue doing it like that. Like I would always like make like once in a while these type of videos, just to just the whole point being like you're still making progress. Like, because I know there are some people, because I've been there. Like, I always thought like that you can sometimes you came into this mindset of like, oh, I'm not improving, oh, I'm not improving. Like, imagine yourself now, like imagine yourself like your daily life, what you're doing, or what you achieve from this point, like what you're doing daily now, and what you achieved up until now. And now imagine yourself like 5 years ago, where you would just not do nothing. You would just play video games all day, or watch series on Netflix, eating bad food. Like, you don't even read a book or train. Like, can you imagine that? Like, you can't imagine that lifestyle now. If you're in this point like me, like it's like I hope your problem is. I hope that you're smiling right now to this, and thinking like, yeah, I made some progress. I made some progress. Even to even to like, I remember even when I started self improvement, like I couldn't imagine myself training. Like I remember like when I found about this, like training and stuff, working out. I'm sorry, and doing push-ups every day. Like I couldn't stop myself from doing it. Like, of course there were like bad days, especially when I was in ruts. And I would try to do like 5-hour workouts with like, that wasn't even, this type of workouts that are not even reasonable, just to make some kind of progress. Like, when you come into those parts, you kind of like, it's kind of, it gets boring, like this kind of mistake, like doing too much. But if you're doing it reasonably, like of course, I'm not saying like, oh, do it, do only like 5 minutes of workout. No, 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 just like going at your pace, like 1 hour workout. That's good. Like, you want to go up to that point. That's how much I do it, like every day now, and it feels easy. Wait, what was my point? Mm, well, never mind. Whole point is, okay, now you have made progress. Just continue doing so. Like next video, I'm sorry if you haven't got much value from this video right now, but of course I'm going to continue making like videos about self improvement and actually getting value from actually giving you value. But this also should give you value of like just kind of make I just kind of remind you that you're doing stuff right, you are improving, and even if you don't feel like it right now that you're not improving, you are improving. So if you want to join my course on a school, join my paying community. There you have my self-discipline course. Also, you can talk to the other people who are in same community with self-improvement. You can join my course. It's down in the comment, pinned comment, and I'll see you there.